This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to a little different session today than our normal twice weekly training session. Welcome to the Equity Alerts and Clearlines training overview today. I am your host, Kip Cohen. Today is Tuesday, the 17th of September, 2019. Now, typically this is a 1-hour training session geared for the subscribers of the Clearlines indicator running on the MedvedTrader platform, or for those that have interest in learning more about Clearlines. But today I wanted to actually kind of expand upon that a little bit further and discuss more about what we do at equity-alerts.com and how we work with the Clearlines indicator on the MedVed platform. Again, this is a twice weekly session. It is recorded. We'll go up on our YouTube page. We will have some time to take your questions as well. If you do have questions, you could submit those directly through the GoToMeeting player. And you're welcome to text to me on my cell phone, 972-841-8886, the number you see there, or you can email me. Although asking questions through the webinar player are probably going to be your quickest method to get to me. If you have questions after the session, again, you can either email me or call or text me, and I'll be happy to answer any additional questions that you may not have thought of during this session. And I welcome you to come back again on Thursday, if you'd like, at 3 o'clock Eastern. Again, twice a week. Normally training geared for my users, but today just going a little bit deeper into about me and about what I do and about my team. So let me start with, first of all, saying thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time. My name is Kip Cohen, and I was, just to give you a background on me, I was with WiseTrade for 17 years. WiseTrade, for those of you who are not familiar with them, trend analysis software company that developed a simplistic algorithm, well, a complex algorithm into a simplistic red and green line to measure buying and selling momentum or buying and selling pressure. And after, unfortunately, multiple acquisitions of our company slash parent company and many amazing years, WiseTrade 1 year ago made the, well, not WiseTrade, but our parent company, Ally Invest slash Ally Bank, made a business decision to close doors. So it presented me with a great opportunity, which was to start two different businesses. One was Clear Trading Systems. That's one company that I own with two partners, a programmer and a trader slash developer of trading indicators. And we developed the Clearlines. My programmer actually used to work for WiseTrade years back and had worked on the algorithm in the past and was familiar with it. It's not a exact 100% copy because I don't own the algorithms, but we got it, we feel, as close as we could legally. And I actually think it's better now, so that's the positive. we partnered with a company called Medved Trader, which is an independent third-party trading platform company. The guys that started Medved actually had developed a platform years ago that was bought out by Ameritrade. And they've been a very good partner of ours for a lot of reasons. We love the Medved because it gives us the ability to create either very simple trade layout for those that like simplicity, or you can get as complex as you want with your layout. And we've discovered some additional indicators that we've been using that have helped improve our trading accuracy. So that's one aspect of what I do. The other one was I partnered with two former WiseTrade customers, Jim Chanel and Lindsay Perry, AKA the Matacat Kid. Actually, about 4.5 years ago, we were discussing starting a company called equity-alerts.com. And I was at the time not in a position or ready to leave WiseTrade. I was waiting to see some things, what was going to happen with the company, and decided to postpone. They went ahead and started the company without me initially, with obviously my blessing. I said, go ahead, you guys just get going, and when time's right, I'll join you. And obviously 1 year ago, the timing was right when I got news that WiseTrade was going to be closing their doors. So I'll use the term reinvigorated equity-alerts.com. A lot of the former Wise traders came over with us and joined me. And we have been, I've been partnered with them for over a year now. And so the marriage of the two different entities has been a very positive experience for me and for our customer base. You know, trading in itself can be very lonely. It can be very challenging. The markets are constantly changing. It's much better to have multiple sets of eyes versus your own set of eyes trying to find stocks. So having that kind of that team behind you to help you scan the markets and do research and find trading opportunities has a tremendous benefit. And that's what we do. We provide research, market research. Every morning I get up and start my day at 6:30 Central Time and begin my process of looking for stocks for the trade at the open. I have over the years developed a couple of very good strategies that we've been trading for probably over 10 years now, probably 10 or 12 years, called the poppers and droppers. And what these stocks are, these are the stocks that are gapping up or gapping down the most in the pre-market. And we look to short the big gappers off the top or go long the droppers off the bottom. And it's proven over the years through pretty much every market condition you can imagine, because we've seen that over the last 18 plus years. We've seen a big recession, we've seen a huge rally, we've seen lots of choppy markets, and the popper dropper strategy is probably, I think, one of the best active strategies. We have a lot of our clients that actually finish their trading day in sometimes 15 or 20 minutes to an hour. They're done for the day and they go off and enjoy the rest of their trading day. So there are, the other thing we do throughout the trading days, we're constantly scanning the markets, looking for other trade ideas. and are also when we get deep into earnings season. My partner Lindsay, the Metacat Kid, he has earnings plays that he gives out every afternoon, about 30 minutes before the market closes. And these are for overnight holds, and I will say he's had a very high percentage success rate. Does very well with the earnings play. We're kind of on the tail end now, so there's not a lot of stocks with earnings right now. Actually, Frank did bring up a question. He said we need some swing trade recommendations. Yeah, I'll tell you, here's the biggest issue is that even though the market has, we've pushed back the highs, it's been very choppy, and we've seen a lot of gaps. We do have a list of stocks of strong trending that we go through periodically. The one thing that I don't have that I very much miss, and I wish I could develop, but it's going to take a tremendous amount of time and money to do, is a scanning tool based on my clear lines. I would like to do that at some point, but I at this point just cannot commit the resources to it. It's going to take quite a bit of development, not just money, but time and resources. So a couple of the other things that we do, we have gotten into some option trading with, well, we've always had options because Lindsay trades and Stephen Bilby is with us 1 hour, 3 days a week, and he gives out option alerts. The other thing we have started doing is looking for a trade on the Qs, QQQ, an option trade on the Q. And we've done this to help the individuals that might have a smaller trading account so that they can capture a trade every other day, depending on the size of their account, or every day. Not risk a lot of capital. That's used. Yep, Seta. Not risk a lot of capital, yet still get a decent return. And like today, I did do one trade on the Qs. I was actually, usually I'm just going for a dime. I put a 12-cent limit in, and it actually hit the dime, and then it pulled back, and I ended up just taking a nickel, which is okay. You're not every day going to hit it, but I didn't want it to be a loser, so I got my 5 cents out of it. So that's another area that we are focused on. But throughout the trading day, we really provide a tremendous amount of trading opportunities for our users. And then on top of that, we have some great traders amongst our client base, and they like to share. We say sharing is caring, and they contribute back, and when they find a good trade, they let the group know. So if you're not familiar with if you have not been to our website and have not tried out Equity Alerts, we do offer a free 1-week trial. Just go to our homepage, and then where it says click here for free 1-week trial, just go down, let us know how you heard about us, click sign up. All you have to do is enter your name and email, and then get access. And then once you have logged in, once you log in, once you get your username and password, you'll want to go into the site and then just click the launch webinar button, which I'm going to do real quick so you can see what happens. it opens up, we use a program called Webinauto, and it opens up this window. Hold on.
Yep. Kept you in here twice.
Hold on. That's Lindsay.
Ah, sorry.
So you can hear.
Hello, everybody.
See, there's Lindsay. So this is what you will.
We're getting a red
Here,
signal.
let me quiet him. There we go. So this is what you would see when you log in. You'll see up at the top of the list, myself, Jim, Lindsay, and Stephen if he's here, and then all of the members that are logged in currently. There's a general chat window where you can ask questions. If you have a specific question, we just ask that you click the check box next to the queue so we'll know. And then, so this is where you can chat back and forth with each other, with us. And then in this window to the right, along with this pop-up, if we send out an alert, it will pop up, and it's a different color depending on who sends the alert out. So you'll see mine's blue, Stephen's purple, and Lindsay's is a beige cream color. And you know, we are, like I said, we're just in here. We're throwing out trades throughout the trading day. We are watching our charts, and you'll see a screenshot. I mean, you'll see us and see our charts and hear us discussing. And obviously, when we enter a trade, you'll see us notate that in the window. So for those of you that are currently actively trading and looking for a home, so to speak, to interact with other traders and to get great trade ideas, I definitely encourage you to check us out. Again, 1 week free trial, and then after that, it is just $99 a month if you do just the alerts, or if you do the alerts with the clear lines, it's an additional well, it's a total of $129 plus an additional $20 if you don't have an account with Ally. That's for the MedVed trader. They have a platform fee, but if you have an Ally Invest account, that platform fee is waived. So if you have questions and you want to learn more about equity-alerts.com, you can visit our website. You can email me directly. You can contact me by phone or text, and I would be very happy to answer any additional questions about our service. If you want to try us out, I encourage you to do that. I'm going to go ahead and leave the site. So let's kind of get in a little bit about the clear lines. Now, for those that are interested in trying out clear lines, I do not offer a trial on the clear lines, and there's a specific reason for that. First of all, if you try it by itself, it's very reasonable for $59 a month, as long as you have one of the integrated brokers. Plus, for the first month, it's $59. The MedVed fee doesn't kick in for 30 days. But you need a good solid month with the platform to really get comfortable with it. You're not going to feel comfortable enough in 1 week. Plus, I provide personalized support of the product. So my new subscribers, we schedule a time where I call you and then remotely connect into your computer using a program called TeamViewer. And then I will help you through the process of setting up the platform, installing it, customizing it for you, and giving you an overview of the platform, and that's usually about an hour-long call. And then I do provide ongoing support of the platform, of the Clearlines, and both through this twice weekly training session and individually, if you need some assistance, I'm always happy to call you and spend some time with you. I've had a couple customers that had some technical issues that went on for several days, and I would log back in and help them get things set back up. For me, it's important that you understand the platform and you're happy with it, because if you understand it and you're happy with it, you'll use it and you won't want to get rid of it. It's an amazing platform. So what happens is when you install it for the first time, there's actually some preset layouts in the MedVed library. Okay, so it's set right now for what's called the Clearlines for swing or position trading layout. This is the one that would load up when you're starting the software for the very first time. And so when I don't know why this does this sometimes, but let me restart real quick. When I first started using the platform, I wanted to develop or create a layout that was somewhat reminiscent of the WiseTrade layout that had 8 different time frames, which everyone was used to: long, mid, and short, and then 5 different minute intervals. And what the software does is it allows you to view all of those at one time if you want to see them all at once. Okay, so this is, and let me just let's go to Apple. Okay, so the upper right corner chart is the long-term trend of Apple, the monthly chart. A couple things that are very different from this platform compared to the old WiseTrade. The old WiseTrade platform limited you to no more than 51 intervals that you could see, and you could never scroll backwards and see further back in time. So with the MedVed platform, I can open up a window to get a full view. This is 50 intervals. So this goes back to 2015, and I can actually go back further. I can go 100 intervals. I can go 200 intervals. So this is all the way back to 2003, the trend of Apple. You could never do that. There's also a scrolling bar, so you can scroll back as far as the data goes. This goes back to 93. Again, you could never do this on the WiseTrade platform. The other thing you'll notice it's quite a bit different is that on the charts, I have arrows, up and down arrows. These are what I call my trend confirmation arrows. So when a trend changes or bounces, once that interval completes and closes, then the arrow locks in place, does not go away. It could go away if it's intra interval, if the interval is not completed. So it's visually, it kind of adds to what you're looking at. You see up arrow, down arrow, up arrow, up arrow. Pretty clear picture, up arrow. So like if you saw an up arrow right here on the long term and you got in and then you saw another up arrow, this could be a point to add. Now you are going to get occasionally a false
I wouldn't call it false, but this gave a down arrow, but then it turned right back up. So it crossed red back to green and gave another green up arrow. So it still requires, just because you see it, you still have to make the evaluation based on, looking at the other trends, looking at the other time frames. But the confirmation arrows have provided, especially intraday, have been phenomenal for us, especially when you start seeing them line up on multiple time frames at once. 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, and you start getting all those arrows. It usually signifies a pretty good change in trend. There is one major big difference about the MedVed platform compared to the old WiseTrade platform, is that there are technically two different types of charts. The long, mid, and short-term charts are what's called historical. Okay, those charts, those are one type of chart, and when you're working with and customizing the chart layout, it's specific to all historical charts. Then there are intraday minute charts. So like you'll notice, see there's quantity on this chart, but not on that one, because I don't do the trades off of the historical charts. I do the trades off the intraday. So I don't have buy and sell buttons on my historical. I mean, I could put them on there, but this is my quick access toolbar that I've added, and I add those to the minutes, but not to the historical. So there are two different types of charts. The intraday or minutes, that's what they are. And you can go from less than a minute, which is something you could not do with the old WiseTrade. I can actually go in and put, if I want a half minute, I go 0.05, and then I can get a half minute chart. Or if I want a quarter minute, I can put 0.25. And which actually we use a half minute in the first roughly 10 minutes of the trading day. But you can set any minute time frame from under a minute to, I don't even know where the max is yet. I haven't really tested to see how high I can go. That's 1,440 minutes. But you can change if you want a 2 hour, 120 minute. Or if I want to go back to, I believe this was a 2 minute, I go to 2 minutes right here. So it gives you the ability to customize your time frames on both the intraday and the historical charts. So we started with this layout again I geared it towards those that were accustomed to looking at 8 different time frames. And I have 2 different layouts. One's the swing position, which is this one with a 2, 10, 30, 60, 130, and then day, week, and month. And then I have a similar layout, but it's the active, which is similar to the old WiseTrade active layout. That has the day, week, and month, and then it goes 1, 2, 5, 8, 15, 21. And I think we used to use the 13, but I went with 15. So again, you can use this as a starting point. What I have found is there are quite a few traders that want something even more simple. And the big thing is a lot depends upon how much screen space and resolution you have will dictate if you really want to use this. The problem is if you don't have a real high res big monitor, a lot of this is going to get kind of squishy and things are going to kind of run off, and you'll have to use, you won't see everything. So what I have found is a lot of the old WiseTraders that want a real simple layout, I've created a what's called the 2 chart layout. It's basically one intraday chart and one historical chart. because they just want to see a real big, quick overview. You can, let me load that one more time. There we go. You can, if you use the hotkeys or the quick access toolbar, and you can add I guess you call it hotkeys to the quick access toolbar. You can quickly switch. So there's the month, the week, the day, and then, you know, if you have specific minutes that you like to switch between, you can select which minutes you want to put on your quick access toolbar. So this is a very simple view. This allows you to look at the trend, the clear lines by themselves, or if you want to get more complex, more into advanced charting, that this is kind of where the next level of MedVed goes, because MedVed allows us to do a lot of additional things that we could never do with the old WiseTrade. You can add technicals to the chart. You can overlay candlesticks on the chart. And I actually prefer to have candles because remember, the red and green lines are buying and selling momentum. They're momentum based. They're not price charts. So sometimes price is above or below the line. Like right here on Apple, currently the price is above the line. If I want to see that clearly, I click the hide primary chart, and then I'll see my candlesticks on the chart. So you have the ability to turn candles on and off, which is huge benefit, huge benefit. And then you can start adding different indicators. So again, if you want it real simple, you can keep it super simple, real plain. If you want it complex, you can make it as complex as you want. We've gotten a little more complex over the last year. We've added several additional indicators. We've found them to be very helpful in our trading. Let's load the slides. Basically, I start the morning with the layout that you see here, the two chart layout, because I find it easy for just going through evaluating stocks that we're going to be watching for the day. And then once the market opens, or actually just before they open, I go to what's called my popper dropper layout. It's this allows me to watch two stocks simultaneously. And now you can only see two charts per stock, but I actually have on another monitor, I have a third chart for each stock. Although primarily throughout the day, I'm watching the two charts that you see, the 1 and 3 minute, or the half minute and 3 minute. This is what I'm watching in the morning when the market opens and throughout the day. The third chart to the right that you cannot see is the 5 minute, the 5 minute. And then I also have my account view, which shows me, you know, whatever positions I was in for the day, the transactions, and your account balances. Okay, this is kind of lets you see everything. So that's off to the side, which goes into the next subject before I kind of get into the technical side of the charts, is that MedVed Trader is integrated with a lot of different brokers. I'm going to go to the dashboard where the settings are located, and then under trading accounts. So you'll see, you should be able to see on your screen, I have multiple accounts connected to my MedVed. I have my TD Ameritrade, both a cash account and my IRA are linked. I have a demo account with Interactive Brokers. I like it because I can get Forex quotes from them for free. You can also paper trade on the Interactive Brokers demo account, except if you paper trade stocks, it's delayed, which is kind of a pain. But if you like to trade Forex, you can paper trade Forex real time if you're learning it. Ally Invest, and there are multiple accounts linked to my MedVed through Ally, both Ally for MB Trading, the old account, and the newer Ally Invest account. A new broker, Webull, that I've been utilizing or really testing, and the benefit for that is I had a lot of requests for some of my new users to be able to paper trade. And if you were if you didn't have an old Ally MB Trading account with a demo account, there was really no way to real-time paper trade stocks. You could delayed quote it through Interactive, but I tried that and it didn't work so well. It was cumbersome. So with Webull, we have the ability to, you can open a free demo account and it's real time, which is awesome. So you can, for those of you that are beginner traders or are just learning how to use the platform and want to get comfortable with it, you can use the Webull account for that. The only disadvantage is that you can only do 2 different order types, market or limit. You can't use stops, can't use bracket orders. So you have to be very disciplined when using that. But it is something that's available. So the platform is gives you the bill. Oh, I meant to show something. Hold on. So in addition to the brokers that you see here, there are a bunch of other brokers that you can actually connect to. You can connect to Fidelity now, but this is strictly just to trade. You can't get the quotes from Fidelity. You would have to get quotes from another broker. Interactive Brokers, for Canadians, we connect to Questrade, obviously TD Ameritrade, Tradier. There's some cryptocurrency brokers. And by the way, you can get free data for if you want to practice or learn how to trade or see the charts of cryptocurrencies. You can do that through Coinbase. There's some futures brokers. So all these different brokers do and are available through MedVed. You can connect to them. And then you select where you get your data. You can use one broker for your quote source, even though you might be in a different account. So like I get all of my quotes sources for all of my charts come from my TD Ameritrade account. Even though I might be in a different account potentially trading, my TD account is what powers the MedVed platform. It needs quotes from one of the integrated brokers. If you do not have an account with one of the integrated brokers, like if you're with Charles Schwab, or if you're with Fidelity, because you can't use their data, you can only make trades, you would have to either open an account with a different broker that would give data. Actually, I guess you could open an account with Webull and get the data from them. And then and that would power the software. If you don't have an account with a broker that's integrated, there are a couple data feed choices. Those are an additional fee. I have a few customers that use StockWatch. It's about $22, $23 a month, but they are a data feed provider that will power the software. The best choice is just to have a integrated broker that will provide the quotes for you for
for the platform, one of the integrated brokers. Wow, we've got getting quite the run here at the end of the day on the market. So some interesting things about the platform. Like I said, you'll notice that we've got candlesticks there, which I use that for seeing price point, where the actual price is located. And I'm going to go to actually 1 minute instead of a half minute. My 1 minute charts I have showing in collecting data during regular market hours plus the current day pre-market. The 3 minute chart, and that's a setting, that's actually one of the settings. See, it says extended hours just on the current day. And then if I go to this chart, it says extended hours always. What that does is when I have that set to extended hours always, it's collecting all of the pre and post market data all the way back. And it's using that data for calculating pivots and other technical indicators. The reason I do that is because, like you'll notice, like on this chart, this is the 1 minute, Fibonacci resistance, FR1 is right at 220.20, but on this chart, it's a little bit higher, 220.30. Sometimes they go to one, sometimes they go to the other, but it's interesting to see where some of these indicators line up. Like, see that Qs just went to Fibonacci resistance 1 on my 3 minute, and then on my 1 minute, it went to a DMARC half point, the DMH, which is one of the other indicators. So the indicators that I personally I'm using now are, obviously I have volume bars, my clear lines, candlesticks, daily pivots, DMARC pivots, and Fibonacci pivots. We utilize those mainly for points of reference, giving us possibilities of where a stock may go to for both potential turns or for targets. We like to use them to find possible profit targets. The different pivots will give you a little different area, potential areas to go to. When a couple of them line up and you get confluence of a couple different indicators, it typically becomes a magnet. So that's why this is something we've done through trial and error over the past year. We've been building and testing and trying different indicators. Anyway, we use the 3 different pivots. Again, the DMARC, the daily pivot, and the Fibonacci pivot. And then also on the 1 minute, I have a relative strength indicator. Now, most people will look at that on a second chart. I have it overlaid onto the one chart because I want as much chart space. I don't want a second window underneath. So it's a line and it has a value. Above 70 is overbought, below 30 is oversold. And then you'll see these little dots. These are parabolic stop and reverse. Again, these are things that help confirm, like when I get an up arrow, like let me open up this window so you can see it a little more clearly. So here's an example. Here's a cross, and we crossed back up. Actually, here was the first one down here. You had a green up arrow, which was a confirmation of a new trend, and then right behind it, right after it, next minute, you got a PSAR. The PSAR moved it from above to below. So typically when the parabolic stop and reverse is underneath is when it's in an uptrend. When it's above, it's in a downtrend. So you had a couple different confirming points for an entry on this. And did it get over? It didn't quite get oversold. It was a little oversold, not down below 30. But this would have been more than enough to see the lines cross over and the parabolic stop and reverse. On my 3 minute chart, I have this same
volume, clear lines, candles, and the same 3 pivots, but I've added 2 additional indicators. I use the VWAP, or volume weighted average price. That's this line. And we use that because it has proven over and over to be an excellent price target when we're looking for where a stock may come back to. It typically comes back through VWAP multiple times. And you can see that Apple went through VWAP. Let me expand the chart so you can see a little more clearly. You can see where it came through VWAP, came through it again, tested it, and bounced. So when you're looking for potential price targets, again, looking for pivots, looking for VWAP, and then the other indicator, which you'll see on this chart, is the Bollinger Bands. So I look for targets at the bands, tops, center lines, and the bottom of the band. So they all kind of add to what helps us in making our decisions every day when we're looking to get in and get out of stocks. The other really great thing about the platform is that you can trade directly on the chart. You can enter an order to buy or to sell directly on the chart. And unfortunately, the market's closing in less than 15 minutes. I'd like to just, as an example, if I can find something, obviously the market has just exploded here in the last 20 minutes. I'd like to find something that I can give you an example of what it's like to trade from the chart screen. Hey, I'll tell you what, we'll do 100 shares. So I have some, my quick access toolbar, I have the number of shares here. I have a buy and sell button, which I can get to this from multiple places. But if I want to sell it or short it, I click sell. That opens up this little capsule, the trading capsule. I click it once to attach it to the chart. So that's staging the order. Obviously it says market, 100 market. It tells me how much the position is going to cost me, 19,247. As soon as I'm ready to enter the order, I hit the check button, and then it sends the order to the broker and confirms back. Now, depending on what your settings, you might have it set to provide you a confirmation window first, or you might even have to enter your password. I have that shut off. I don't want the confirm. I just want to, when I'm ready to get in, I want to get in. And then you'll see the P&L value. You see that it's minus 100, so you're short 100, 192.47. I could set a limit order if I wanted to cover. I could set a limit. As I move it down, it's going to tell me right here what my gain would be based on where I set my limit. So if I set my limit right here at 192.22, then I would make $25, and I can commit the order at that point. So the limit is now set at 192.22. I have another button here. It looks like it's like a little fire, like get out. That's what that is. It's a flatten trade button. What it does is basically, if you have any open orders, it cancels the orders and then exits the position. And then there's another one called reverse. If you're like, oops, I should have gone the other way, you hit the reverse button, it closes the position that you're in and reverses and goes the opposite direction, which is very cool. So you can get to the trading from multiple places. You can add hotkeys like you see here. You can go to the trade tab and then open up either a buy or sell from right here, or you can create a trade ticket. Whoops. That opens up an actual trading ticket where you have your symbol, your number of shares. You can click if you want to change the number of shares, or you can do it from here if you want to half the size. Really, they make it really nice. Up, down, you put your mouse here and scroll up and down. All right, and then order type, and then you can buy or sell from here. You'll see the last, the change, the bid and ask. You can also, there's a lot of right-click functionality. So I could right-click, and I can do the same thing from here, trade. It'll open a trade ticket. Or if I want to go to a level 2 quote, I can go to a level 2 quote. I think I can trade, yeah, I can trade from the level 2 quote by clicking and opening up a trade ticket. The platform, I mean, there's definitely a lot to it, a lot to learn. I encourage my users to play with it one step at a time, though. Get comfortable with the clear lines, get comfortable with the basics, and then start delving in a little deeper. The MedVed does a lot of additional things. They have some scanners built into it. A couple things you'll notice at the top, there's one window right here, the index window. Everything's modular, so you can move things around, you can resize them, customize the sizing. So this window is strictly geared for viewing the indexes, and then for loading layouts, and basically for exiting the software. Right here is the exit button. Also, there's a help if you need help from MedVed. They do email support. They do not offer phone support. I'm happy to provide you with any phone support if needed. And then this window that you see right here, this is the similar to the old basket, but they're called the portfolio or watch list. And it's basically just I'm going to expand it. It's a list of stocks that you can show in different formats. Again, very customizable. You can view it, and you want to see little charts. You want little buy and sell buttons. I mean, there's all kinds of layouts. Well, that's very busy. That's a little too busy for me. This is the portfolio format. You can add columns. I like Tile Simple 2 because I can see the symbol, the last price, and how much it's up or down. Dollar and percentage. Oops. And then I can see 2 rows at a time, and then I can kind of click up and down. You can create multiple watch lists or baskets. So right here I added a drop-down menu to the quick access toolbar. So if I want to go into the NASDAQ 100 or the Tinsley Swing Radar list, or if I want to view Bitcoins for whatever reason, if I want to see a chart of Bitcoins, I have, here's the Bitcoin dollar. So what I have to do is I can click it from here. This portfolio or watch list is tied into the top row. Now, the one thing I have to do is I have to go up here to main, and then I have to backfill the data using Coinbase. Because right now my program is set to get data from TD Ameritrade. So I can request it from a different broker for a specific chart, and then it'll load, as you can just see, it loaded the Bitcoin data from Coinbase. And then I can expand upon a chart and, see what's been going on with Bitcoins if I wanted to trade Bitcoins. I could do the same thing with Forex, but I would need to open up my Interactive Brokers platform. So you can either load a symbol by, like I said, clicking up here will load a symbol on this window, or if you just click once on a chart with your mouse and then start typing, it'll open up a box like you see there, NVDA, hit enter on your keyboard, and it'll load the symbol. So you can load, oh, I need to get out of the queues before the market closes. So I could just go QQQ. And oh, look at that, I'm up a penny. I'm up 4 cents. All right, we'll do the flatten. Here we go, flatten, boom, exit, cancels the limit and then exits the trade. That's using the flatten button. Hold on a second. Frank says he cannot hear me. Can you guys still hear me? Can y'all hear me? Yes, okay. Okay, so there are again, I mean, there's so much to the platform. I mean, I could literally spend hours going through it, but I wanted to give you guys kind of an overview of what we're all about, what Equity Alerts and Clearlines is about. If you have interest in trying either one or both, do me a favor, just go to our website. You could sign up for the free trial of the alerts. If you sign up for the free 1-week trial of the alerts, you'll see us using the software. If you're ready to get started, you can click join today. We offer several different packages. You can do month-to-month Clearlines and webinar for $129. You can do an annual where you get 13 months for the price of 12. If you do alerts only, we do offer in addition to a monthly, we do offer a quarterly package. And on the Clearlines, I do either a monthly for $59 or I do an annual for $708. Again, you get a month free. If you have specific questions about either service, equity-alerts.com or Clearlines or the MedVed platform, you're welcome to email me at kip@equity-alerts.com. You're definitely welcome to call me, 972-841-8886, or if you are into texting, text me first so I know it's you or who it is, or I'll set up a time to call you. But I'm happy to answer any questions. Real quick, let me, speaking of questions, see if there are any questions that I might have missed. Oh, there was a request to see Ulta on the 10-minute. There is Ulta. Pretty big run out of from the open today. Got an up arrow on the second 10-minute confirmed, and it ran all morning. I probably would have rather looked at the 5-minute. The 5-minute, look at that. It had a nice up arrow. Actually, you got the arrow right, well, confirmed right at the open, and it just ran all morning long. Yeah, that looked good. I did not see that one today. Nice move on Ulta. We've missed that one. Any other questions?
Okay. If not, I want to thank you guys for joining me today and listening in. Again, here's the contact information if you have questions, want to learn more. And I will be back on Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern if you'd like to come back. And I haven't decided what yet, but I'll probably pick a single topic and spend the day on that, plus answer your questions. All right, thank you for tuning in. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see some of you guys in the morning, and I hope to see some of you back here on Thursday. Bye-bye, everyone.